I've always hated tunnels. They're dark, cold, and seem to go on forever. I never expected that my fear would turn into a real nightmare. My name is Mia, and I'm 23 years old. This is my story. It was a stormy night, and I was driving home from work. The rain was pouring down, and the wind was howling like a wild animal. My car's headlights barely cut through the thick fog. I had to take a detour because the main road was flooded. The only way home was through an old, abandoned tunnel. I had heard stories about this tunnel. People said it was haunted. They said you could hear voices, see shadows, and feel an eerie presence. But I had no choice. I needed to get home. As I approached the tunnel, my heart started pounding. The entrance looked like a giant mouth, ready to swallow me whole. I took a deep breath and drove in. The walls were wet, and the air was musty. My headlights cast long, eerie shadows that danced on the walls. Suddenly, my car engine sputtered and died. I tried to restart it, but it wouldn't turn over. I was stuck in the middle of the tunnel. Panic set in. I grabbed my phone, but there was no signal. I was completely alone. I decided to get out of the car and see if I could find help. As I stepped into the darkness, I heard a faint whisper. "Mia." I froze. How did it know my name? I looked around, but there was no one there. My heart was racing, and my hands were shaking. I tried to convince myself that it was just the wind. I took a few more steps, and the whisper came again, louder this time. "Mia." It was a cold, chilling voice that sent shivers down my spine. I turned around to get back into my car, but the door was locked. I hadn't locked it. I tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. Then I saw it, a shadowy figure standing at the end of the tunnel. It was tall and thin, with long, bony fingers. Its eyes glowed red in the darkness. I backed away slowly, but the figure started moving towards me. Its footsteps echoed in the tunnel, getting louder and louder. I started to run, but I slipped on the wet floor and fell hard. My head hit the ground, and I felt a sharp pain. Everything went blurry. I struggled to get up, but my body wouldn't cooperate. The figure was getting closer. I could hear its breathing, raspy and labored. As it reached me, I felt a cold hand on my shoulder. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. The figure leaned in, its face inches from mine. I could see its twisted, rotten teeth and smell its foul breath. "Mia," it whispered again, sending a wave of terror through me. Suddenly, the figure vanished. The tunnel was silent. I was alone again. I struggled to my feet and stumbled back to my car. Miraculously, the door was unlocked. I got in and slammed it shut, locking all the doors. I tried the ignition one more time, and to my relief, the engine roared to life. I sped out of the tunnel as fast as I could, my heart pounding in my chest. As I exited, I glanced in the rearview mirror. The figure was standing at the entrance, watching me. Its red eyes burned into my soul. When I finally got home, I collapsed on my bed, shaking and crying. I couldn't believe what had just happened. I never wanted to go near that tunnel again. But the nightmare didn't end there. Every night, I had the same dream. I was back in the tunnel, and the figure was coming for me. I would wake up screaming, drenched in sweat. One night, I woke up to a whisper, "Mia." It was coming from the corner of my room. I turned on the light, but there was nothing there. I was terrified. I knew that the figure had followed me home. Now, I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't live. The figure is always there, watching me, waiting for the right moment. I can feel its cold breath on my neck, hear its raspy whispers in my ear. I don't know how much longer I can take this. The terror of the tunnel has become the terror of my life. I'm trapped in a never-ending nightmare, and I don't know how to escape.